and welcome back to Life of the Party, the Delphos Saga. I'm your DM, Nyx. We are NyxRising. Are you ready to go?
Yes, please!
Cue title sequence. We catch up with our students on their way back from the Moor Colosseum after being dragged into a fight in the middle of the games, fighting off two chimeras that threaten the life of Damianos, the Star Gladiator. They have spoken to Helena, Nyx's sister, who has given them a bunch of information that could pertain to what's happening with their strange dreams. They have somewhat befriended the gladiators themselves, and they have been sent on their way back to the school to get a night's rest. The three of you. You return to the academy. It's late, the streets dark and quiet as you approach those familiar stone walls. A few of the dormitory rooms you can see have lights on, but most are dark. It's probably coming up on midnight at this point. Something catches your eye.
Oh no.
On the roof, you see the silhouette of something moving.
Anyone else see that?
Yes.
What kind of shape is it?
It looks quadrupedal at first, but then you realise that it looks humanoid, crouched, as it stands up and sort of, at a crouch, runs across the rooftops. It disappears out of sight around the side of one of the walls at the top.
Just like that. Pursue.
I would like to tentatively go that way.
Yeah, you can walk along the outside of the building, taking a look for it. Make a perception check.
Everyone or just one with advantage?
Everyone?
Nat 20. Ooh. So 22.
12. Okay.
Yeah, like 15.
You move around. Icarus, you catch a glimpse of it where it passes a brazier light on an adjacent building. You catch a glimpse of a shadow going down. You see it hop from the roof of the academy onto one of the different buildings and just at speed take off across the rooftops away from the school.
That way. Did you see it?
Now that you pointed it out, yes.
Should we keep going?
I mean, that's not comfortable, is it?
Not
Is it
really.
like too fast for us to follow?
It's moving pretty fast, yeah. Like faster than you imagine a person would normally move crouched down.
Is it moving on 2 legs or 4 legs?
On two, but still crouched down, where it had been on all fours. It's sort of now just up on its back feet.
And when we first noticed it, it was definitely looking like at us and noticed us.
Oh no, it was just up
Okay,
there on
it was
the roof.
just there doing that anyway. Okay.
What do we do?
I don't feel like we can follow it on the ground, but if we get up to the roofs, I think it'll be long gone, you know?
Yeah. It's weird though.
I guess just
Keep an eye out.
keep an eye out, keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe tell.
Some of the teachers.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna go see Sebas tomorrow anyway.
True. Yeah, I'm shattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might end up chasing it and end up fighting 2 more chimeras and then.
No, I'm not fighting anything.
No. So let's just head in, I guess, but keep an eye out for that in the future, just in case.
Okay, you head up the steps and inside the front doors. Are you going straight to bed? Are you going to find anyone now?
Probably not right now.
No, I'm just gonna go straight to bed.
It's late.
In which case the three of you split off in the courtyard and head back to your own dorm rooms. Separate at the doors, say goodnight,
Night, guys.
Good night.
return to your rooms. Unless anyone else is doing anything before you sleep.
No.
You climb into your beds absolutely exhausted from the night's events, and sleep finds you very fast. You sleep soundly. Pandora, you dream. You dream of your mother. She's reaching out to you from inside a dark cloud of smoke. She holds out her hand to you, and she smiles as you take it, closing her fingers around yours and pulling you close to her chest. She presses her lips to your temple and sings a lullaby you only barely remember in the fringes of your mind. When you wake in the morning, you can still hear the tune in your head, as though it were floating around the room, all about your head.
I take a few minutes that morning to just look at pictures of family.
You two sleep soundly. You wake up at your usual times, feeling a lot better. You get your long rest.
Have a bit of a lie-in, get up at 6 a.m. instead of 5. Or treat yourself.
Ooh, fancy.
Still go for my morning jog.
Yep. You get up, you stretch out, you go for your morning jog around the streets nearby the academy.
Keep an eye out, just see if there's anything on the roofs. Just
You take a look in the morning, but you can't see any sign of anything being on the roofs. You do see outside the academy a broken terracotta tile that has slid off the roof. But apart from that, there's no signs of anyone having been up there.
Squeaks. Suspicious. I don't trust like that. Not after Dawnbringers.
Okay.
Aaron's got werewolves. Aaron's haunted.
You head back to the academy after your run. Passes by uneventfully. You get there in the morning, you two are getting up. What are you doing?
I'm looking for these guys so that we can go make a start for the day.
Yeah.
I'll go to the bathhouse, get changed, and then meet you somewhere.
Okay. I'll say the three of you converge in the middle of the quad in the courtyard. There's a few other students around in the morning, sort of milling about, heading to their classes, but mostly you've got privacy out here.
Okay.
Soaking wet hair, tying the belt on, like, hey!
Morning, Icarus.
Morning!
Everyone sleep okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really good.
Ready for a big day?
Yeah, everyone still up for it?
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
this is gonna be great. We got this.
Yeah,
I'll
obviously.
start paying off those debts anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
No, it was worth it, you know? It was
Yeah,
worth it.
I know.
Alright, let's go see Sebas, or should we go tell people what happened? Like, I feel like Lorkai should know about last night.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, just real quick. Like,
Yeah, we'll just pop in and just,
like I know he's like Alexandra's got classes this morning, so I'll try and catch him before.
yeah.
Okay. So I will just expedite this.
Yes.
And say, do you each tell your mentors what happened?
Yes.
No, if these guys are telling them, then I figure Citra will probably hear.
Okay. So you tell your mentors what happened. Do you leave anything out? Or do you tell them, to the best of your ability, everything that happened
I'll
last
tell
night?
Lorkai everything. Yep.
Okay, great. They are shocked, but glad that you're alive. Laura kind of gives you a big hug.
Oh!
And they're both very, very impressed with you, although slightly concerned that you would so quickly jump into a situation like that and put yourselves in danger. But all in all, there's no repercussions this morning of that happening. And if anything else is to happen, it will be later.
Also tell Lorkai about what, what's your name? Elena said.
Okay, great. That's what I mean by did you leave
Oh,
anything
yeah,
out?
yeah.
Like, did you tell Alexandra everything Helena said as well?
Yes.
Great. And they both say to you that you don't have to do your contract today if you don't want to. You can put it off.
No.
But it is still there if you want to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Got the energy.
He's got the
He's
beans.
pumped. 6 hours sleep, let's go.
In which case, you are sent off to Sebastian's office.
Gotta keep my body moving, my mind active. He literally is though, I was thinking about that like an hour ago.
You knock on Sebastian's door, and he welcomes you in again. And sat there at his desk, pot of tea in front of him, offers you each a cup of tea.
Thank you, please.
Thanks.
So you're ready for your contract?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic, fantastic. I suppose I should tell you a little bit more about it then this morning.
Yeah,
Sure
please.
Okay, let's just go over what you know. People have been disappearing up the coastline, further north. It's from a small town called Ithia. A sum of 260 gold is offered to your group for finding the cause of this and stopping it, with bonus sums for each missing person brought back alive, but that will be discussed with the contract maker when you arrive.
Okay.
The money will be split between the three of you, you understand that?
Yeah, of course.
To pay off your debts. Ithia is a small coastal town. It is about 60 miles north of here along the coastline. Your contract is a human man. His name is Andreas Manalis, and he works at Villa Mycons. It's a farm up on the hills, I believe. You'll be able to find him there, and he can tell you everything that you need to know to get started.
Okay.
As for travel, that is up to you three. We can provide methods of faster travel if you wish. We can provide you with horses.
Yeah.
We can provide you with a cart if you wish for it, and camping equipment. But accommodation, once you reach Ithia, is at your own discretion on your budget. And you will be responsible for any damages to the equipment that you borrow beyond wear and tear related to the contract.
Sure. I think just horses and camping equipment would be good, right?
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Be nice to rough it for a little while.
Yeah.
Keep things cheap.
Exactly.
Good. In which case, gather anything you need and set off as soon as you're ready.
Cool.
Thank you. Just before we go, Master Aaron, there's something I think we should probably tell someone about. Something we saw last night on the roof. And she'll just explain everything that they saw.
You see his face look quite nervous and concerned, but he quickly kind of tries to mask it, not to worry you. There's a moment of sort of shock and worry, and that's concerning, and then it's like big smiles, pours more tea, pushes it towards you.
Yeah, there was, when I was on my run this morning, there's a, like, tile that's come down from the roof around the right-hand side of the building.
Thank you very much for letting us know. We will be sure to look into that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have anyone on the roofs, whether it's be students playing pranks or...
Yeah, like, I don't want to get anyone into trouble, but, like, if it is a student, it's probably not safe up there. And if it's something more sinister, then I feel like someone should know about it.
Yeah.
Put it out of your minds, young ones, we'll deal with it.
Thank you.
Thanks. We should probably head down to the...
To the stables.
Yeah, pick up a horse.
Let's get going.
Yeah, let's go.
Enjoy yourselves and behave.
See you later, Sebast.
As the door like swings closed, he's like...
What's this man?
Oh, Mr. Tumnus.
Can I just grab the name of the man we're going to look for in his farm again? Sorry.
Yes, okay, his name was Andreas Manalis. And he works at Villa Mycons, Mykons.
Horses!
Horses.
Horses.
Horses!
You would know that Delphos Academy has access to a stable within Erin. It's not in the academy itself because riding isn't a common part of what you do. But there is like a stable somewhere further towards the gate of the city that you can gather your belongings and head down there with another permission slip from the school.
Because I do what I want. Yeah.
And you meet a nice half-orc lady at the door called Thekla, who invites you in, takes your slip, and says, yeah, you can take whatever horse suits you.
Thank you. Thanks. What kind of horse do you guys like?
They're horses.
No,
Okay.
they're not just horses.
I
You
mean,
got like working horses, fast horses, cart horses.
fast horse.
Okay. Come on.
Okay.
Yes, you can take a look through the stables. Thekla guides you around, sort of points out some of the faster ones, some of the slower but easier to control horses if you're not that used to horse riding. There's some like very, very tall black and white ones, some slightly stouter and sort of more muscular and slightly chubbier short white ponies. A couple of like shire horses with big fluffy feet. All of them incredibly well kept with their manes braided down the back of their necks. Yeah, the horses are yours to choose from.
I want a big fast boy.
A big fast boy. Yeah, you can. She leads you to a very tall, sort of like 18-hand, black and
big.
grey mottled stallion. Very, very sleek looking horse, very slender.
Has a moment with horse, just like, yes. Love horse.
And she tells you it's called Artax.
Oh no!
I want a medium fast boy.
Medium fast boy. And a slightly shorter, like slightly sort of rounder mare, chestnut brown with one of those like white strips down her nose. And her name is Winks.
Pat, pat.
She's very affectionate, and when you pat her neck, she sort of cranes around and nuzzles you with her head.
Oh.
We'll probably. I'd say that Pandora's probably ridden maybe a couple of times, but doesn't want to slow the others down, so doesn't go for a slow horse. Like,
Maybe a faster one, but with a nice temperament, maybe.
if you want to ride with me, you can.
It's okay, I don't mind having
Great.
a horse.
Heck was like, give me a minute, and goes up and down the different horses until she comes to like big black and white spots. Quite tall, quite slender, definitely speedy, but it's sort of slowly chomping away at its nose bag. And she tells you that it's called Whirlwind.
Oh!
Yeah, he's a very big boy, but he's very nice. He's not that fast, so he won't buck you off. But kind of sensitive to the heels, so don't dig him in too tight.
Okay. Pets him.
Anything else you need for them?
Yeah, we can just grab some like bags of food to take with us, because we're going to be gone for maybe a few days.
She brings out some like saddles and equipment to saddle them up with, saddlebags and some feed.
Cool.
I guess put like some of our camping stuff in the saddlebags and whatnot.
Yeah.
Get them all decked up.
And then yeah, they're all decked up. She checks all the saddles are on properly, and as she's doing it, she makes sure you know what you're doing, so that you're not like, you don't take the saddles off that night and the next morning you're like, oh god, how do I get these back on again? She talks you through it. Pandora, it's sort of over your head a little bit, having not ridden very much, but
Taking it all in.
yeah, they've got like down the reins, sort of like Grecian stripes and colours, and then on the saddles, like the sort of engraved into the leather the name of the stables that you've taken them from, and then she lets you take the horses. Tells you have them for 4 days if it takes that long. Any longer than that, that's okay, but she'd prefer to hear back from you if you need them for like another 2 weeks or something.
Sure, no worries, we can definitely do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Good luck.
Thanks.
See you later.
And off you go.
Click, clop, click, clop.
You climb up onto your horses. Please make me a dex check.
God. Why did I say that? Dex check or dex? Oh, it's the same. Oh, 22.
22, okay. Despite being a little bit wobbly about what you're doing, you find it's a little bit like riding a bike would be. You've done it a few times, you're able to swing up onto it fine, quite delicately, and yeah, you stay up there. The horse got a nice temperament, takes you very quickly.
Oh, well, and you're very cute.
And the three of you on horseback just go plodding on out of the city. Horses' hooves clopping against the flagstones at your feet, back out through those giant double gates, and instead of going right towards where the farms were, where you fought the hill giants, you just take the long road down the bridge that goes over like the canal that goes under the city, and just off north up the coastline.
Has anyone been north before? I suppose I might have done on like holidays maybe, or day trips.
Where you've said that you've been on holiday before, you would definitely have to go south to reach there.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, up to you if you want to have headed north at any point. There's like a few small towns dotted up the coastline here, but there's nothing for quite a while until you get up, like way north of the Chase.
Yeah, like I had a class up here one time, but not to the village we're going to.
No. Nice.
Erin's the furthest north I've ever been.
Oh, fair. No, I've never been this way either. It's exciting, right?
Yeah, it's different.
It's a bit of an adventure.
Exactly.
It's nice to get out properly.
Yeah, right. We can get to know each other properly.
Yeah, have some actual conversations that don't get interrupted by chimeras and whatnot.
Don't say it.
Well, I mean, not many people can say they've had a conversation interrupted by a chimera.
It's true.
Let alone 2 chimeras.
That's true. It's weird. Like, I've known you guys for what, 3 days now, and I feel like I've known you a lifetime.
I guess we just kind of got bound together like that.
Like, real quick.
Yeah.
Some may say by fate.
It's nice though.
Like, what I said the other day still stands though. Like, I know that we bonded really quickly and everything, but I still feel like I don't really know you guys that well. Like,
Yeah. I agree.
like the deep stuff, you know.
Well, what do you want to know, Pandora?
I don't know. Like, well, I know like where you both. Well, do I really know that? I don't really know where you both grew up. Like, you're from Rishima, but like, what was it like when you were a kid there? And Icarus, have you always lived in Erin?
Since I was about 9.
Do you know where it was like before that you lived?
Not really. Don't really have that much of a memory of the place.
But like, was it close by, or did you?
No.
It was far away from here.
Yeah, it was on the other side of Caldera.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You just kind of found yourself in Aaron?
I was on a boat that came this way. And then there was a shipwreck.
Oh.
You were in a shipwreck?
Shoot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's fine, Cord saved me.
Like, for real?
That's what the priest told me at the temple.
So what, when you were 9 years old, you were in a shipwreck?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's impressive that you made it out.
Yeah.
Being able to breathe underwater helped.
This is
Oh, true.
So what, did you just like swim to the shore?
Yeah, pretty much. Huge storm. Took down the ship and everyone on it. I ended up with washing up in Erin.
Was there not other Triton on the ship?
No.
You were the only one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is like a lot of questions.
That's okay. It's okay, don't worry. But yeah, that's how I got my scar on my back.
You have a scar on your back?
Yeah.
It's an extra Triton.
Is it a big one?
That's pretty big. It's from like here to like here.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah, that's my point. It's not cool that you were like mutilated.
Yeah,
But
like,
You know, like, I hadn't thought of it like that, but sure.
a cool scar for a cool guy.
yeah.
Sure. I should be able to pretend it's from something cooler though, right? Like, oh yeah.
I'd say a shipwreck.
The shipwreck's pretty cool.
Like, not many people can say that they've been in a shipwreck, especially survived one.
That's true. Anyway, you in Pandora?
Yeah, just always lived here. Like, lucky enough to have Delphos pretty much on the doorstep.
Yeah, it's lucky.
Yeah,
It is a beautiful place,
it is.
if not way too hot.
I like it.
It's like,
Nice kind of temperature.
Not your thing.
yeah, I know. I'm used to it now after like what? 11? No, longer. How old am I?
It's 15 years.
15
You're
years.
24.
Yeah.
I'm sad it doesn't really snow here.
I've never seen snow.
It used to snow at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was always like, oh, don't go out in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got like a lot of stories back home about how you're not really supposed to go out of the cities very much. I think I kind of said as much before.
Yeah.
And especially when it snows, it's like, oh, there's spirits that'll get you if you go out in the snow alone.
Oh. Like, is that a proven thing, or is that just to like keep people inside and?
Well,
I don't want to say control people, but
no. We actually have like some local legends and stuff. I used to go to there was this haunted house
Ooh.
when I was a kid. It's probably still there, but they say that one of those spirits, they're called Yuki Onna. They're like snow women.
Oh.
That if you go there, it's always cold, and maybe sometimes it snows indoors, just because she still haunts the place. But I mean, I can't say I've ever been in that house and it's snowed out of nowhere, so I don't know if there's much truth to it, but it was fun to explore when we were kids.
So you broke the rules when you were kids?
Well, the house
is
is
it
still in
available?
the city. It's just abandoned and no one goes there.
Oh, okay. So you weren't allowed to leave the city. That's what it was. Or you just
Strongly advised to not leave the city is what I would say.
Okay.
Like, obviously people had to go to different parts of the island for trade, and sometimes people had to sail over to Kashima, which is our sister island, but just a lot of folklore and superstition over there.
So why don't you come to Delphos? Does anyone else from your island come here?
Oh no, not really. My parents sent me to Erin to study when I was 15, and I was part of a different school, and then I heard about Delphos and I thought that I could do better.
And here we are.
And here we are, doing better.
You travel along these sort of, they are roads, but they're kind of like wide dirt paths up the northern coastline. You roll through hills and irrigated farmland, just out into the wilderness where all around you it's just like dusty rocks and sort of overgrowth, wild trees, and there's just this wilderness that stretches out around you for miles and miles. You travel on this way for, you left in the early morning, probably like 10 a.m. you headed out of the city, and after midday the wind starts to pick up quite a lot. It's nice and cooling considering the heat of midday here, even in winter time. The wind is nice and cool, although it does blow your hair about wildly and it's kind of more difficult to talk to one another as you're travelling along by horse. But you continue up here until you can see the bays stretching out ahead of you. You can see several small towns dotted up the coastline, some of them quite close, some of them just specks of colour in the distance, and the bright blue waters crashing against the shores at the bottom of the cliffs. Huge breaking white waves in the wind. It's beautiful scenery, but you can feel that the weather is starting to turn slightly. You head on this way until late afternoon, early evening starts to come around, and you realise that you're not approaching any of these towns, so you're probably going to have to make camp for the night at some point soon.
We should probably go and find somewhere to stay.
Good idea.
Yeah, have a look around for a good spot.
Yeah.
Can I take a look around for a good spot?
You can. You can make a survival check looking for a good spot to camp.
Natural one. It's a 3.
Ooh.
Wow.
You are certainly not used to this terrain.
No.
You take a look around, but it all seems to be just quite like arid and open land, and considering it, you can see some dark clouds over the horizon on the sea. It doesn't really feel like anywhere here is particularly safe to make camp.
Well, we can keep going a bit longer.
Yeah, perhaps.
I'll also keep an eye out for anywhere then.
Sure.
As we go a bit further.
You go a bit further, make a survival check to find somewhere.
17.
17, okay. I'd say you travel for probably like another 45 minutes, but you're keeping an eye out the whole time for somewhere to stop. And it's starting to get late now. Where you're travelling along the coastline, with the western horizon directly to your left, travelling north, you can just see the most incredible colours of the sunset. You see the sun lowering down in the sky and just casting this mind-blowing orange light over the entire ocean. You can see the slight shapes of the marshes in the distance, which is the next spit of land before you hit just open ocean. And just as the sun is coming down and it's sort of touching the crest of the sea, Pandora, you spot like a rocky outcrop about a quarter of a mile off. It's just jutting out the side of one of the hills, some craggy rocks hanging over, but it does look as though if it was to belt down with rain tonight, you'd have somewhere dry to sleep.
Over there,
Yeah?
you see the outcrop?
Oh, perfect.
Oh, sweet.
Good spot.
That'll do.
Yeah, we should go set up there.
Yeah, before it gets any darker.
Yeah. Come on, baby, let's go. Tap my horse.
The
on the
horses are
neck.
getting quite tired after sort of a whole day straight of riding, and they are very grateful for you guys climbing down and getting your stuff off as you reach the cliffs. There's enough space under there that you could probably like tether the horses to the rocks as well and have them sheltered from the rain.
Yeah.
And sort of a small, you see that it's probably been used as a camp before. There's slight remnants of a campfire under the rock, but long gone out. Looks like they've blown around kind of all over the place. Doesn't look like anyone was camping recently.
We'll set away a small camp then.
Yeah.
And get the horses with their little nose bags on.
They're very grateful. You can see how dusty their coats have gotten, having just trekking through this dusty, dirty terrain for hours and hours on end. They're very, very grateful for the food, and you can get a small campfire going in the centre. What do you?
Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say, what are you doing for food? But
Oh, I wasn't going to do anything with food.
Oh, go ahead then. With
Pandora's going to walk around their little campsite, sprinkling some powder on the ground and uttering incantations as she goes, and she will do a ritual alarm spell around their little camp.
Yeah, you
Nice.
take the 10 minutes, you scatter your powder around. I'm guessing you're going from like around the cliff face, or are you going out onto it as well?
Whatever I can get in a 30-foot sort of area, I guess.
Okay. Is it upwards as well?
I believe so.
Is it a sphere or is it?
It just says 30 foot range and area. That's all it says. There's no sphere, cone, cube, any of
Okay.
that.
20-foot cube.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I was looking at that bit. So yeah, sorry, 20-foot cube.
Okay. I'd say you're able to do like the area under the cliff face, and then just as you finish it up, sort of climb up around the back of the cliff face and finish the top of it, like just at the top of the peak. So you wouldn't know if something or someone was coming up the bottom of that hill, but if they got to the top, sort of able to look down at you, you'd hear the alarm, and the alarm silently just appears for a second and then disappears into invisibility.
How close are we to the water edge?
Probably about maybe 500 feet off. So there's no chance of like falling down off the cliffs in the night or anything. But it is quite high up.
Oh, it's high up, okay.
Yeah, you're not down at
I was going to say, were you just going to ask the fish to die for us?
No, you're quite high up, and there's like you could climb down if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
It's like 40 feet down the cliff.
We'll just have some rations. I'm sure we pack rations too.
Yeah. You make a sort of meager dinner of bread and dried meats, and it's fine. The horses are eating better than you are. But it's nice enough, and you've got your cozy little campfire where it's under the hook of the cliff. It's like flickering orange light backwards onto the cliff face behind you. Feels very cozy, and it's good that it does, because after you've sat down to eat, there is the first rumble of thunder off in the distance. You can see the storm clouds gathering over the sea, and following the rumble of thunder, even though it feels a few miles off still, you do see a flash through the clouds of lightning. You smell that sort of thunderstorm smell in the air.
I'm glad they're sheltered, but it's nice to be able to watch it from here.
It's gotta be a good one.
This is like your natural habitat.
Yeah, basically. I cannot wait.
Well, say thanks to Cord for the nice weather.
I will. Scoots close to the edge of like the little camp area and just waits and watches.
It takes a while still, maybe another half hour, but you do see, as you so often can with storm clouds, like the sheets of rain hitting the sea below them as it creeps closer, like blurring your vision and sort of grey mistiness ahead of you. You can see just about out on the water, like the bob of a few Irani ships who are folding their sails and sort of battening down the hatches for the storm. You can see the waves start to rock and pick up, the sea getting darker where it's normally this bright blue, and sort of dark blue and grey. And then the storm hits you. It comes in a couple of minutes to the first drizzle of rain and then just downpour. It's crackling with heat, like this sort of rich Mediterranean heat even in the water.
It's sheltered like under the overhang, right? Cool.
Just gets so into it.
Gets toesies wet.
Just gets everything wet, just like, yeah.
Gotta hydrate himself.
Little fins just vibrating happily.
You two are able to sit sort of back against the overhang wall and watch Icarus getting doused in this, soaked through to the skin in rain.
Well, I'm glad he's having a good time.
It's beautiful though, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. Just happy to be in here and not in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather stay dry.
Oh, yeah. At least it's still warm, though.
Yeah.
As it sort of travels over you, there is like a flash or two of lightning, which are very close. You feel the static in the air around you as it hits the ground, hits like a nearby tree. You smell that sort of burning wooden smell, beautiful wood smoke smell of this scorched tree. Never too close to where you're sat.
Just offering prayers out to Cord, like holding my holy symbol. And just thanks. Lots of thanks.
You sit there, you make your prayers, you say your thanks. One bolt of lightning strikes the ground about 20 feet in front of you. And then the storm seems to continue passing over quite quickly after that. And you see the last sort of pitter-patter of rain drying up as it passes further inland.
Cool, just like peace.
Yeah.
May it be. Bow my head. Jake off.
I like to imagine that as a Triton you shake your hair and it will just like, that's it, it's dry.
Yeah.
Shake your head and the water just slides right off.
I wish. Bounce.
You guys see it spring back into life.
How does he do that? Maybe he's bored with it.
Maybe it's Lady Cord. Turn back around and just head back in, so happy and refreshed.
Feel good?
Yeah, really good.
How long do you normally have to wait around for one of those to come and hit you?
It's winter, so usually they come around not so often. They don't really hit Aaron that often, so.
No, I can't say I've seen that many while I've been here.
Would you say that's a good omen then?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's Lady Cord giving us her blessing.
Nice.
As the rain completely passes away, you do see the blackened tree that got hit by lightning just smoking slightly into the air. You can see like a massive fissure down the side of it.
It's not raining anymore, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have a look.
Yeah, okay. Head on out. It just looks like a standard sort of large fruit tree, like a citrus tree, but it has been thoroughly struck by lightning. The bark is all blackened and you can see a slight sort of hole in the trunk of the tree, and peering into it you realise the lightning has struck so hard that it's like hollowed the tree out. And yeah, it's somewhat hot to put your hands near, but there is literally a hollowed out centre to the tree now.
Just excitedly examine it.
It's like so powerful to do something like that. It's so cool.
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Make a perception check.
Ooh! 14.
14. Do you see something shiny inside the tree?
Ooh! I'm gonna take a closer look. Try and see if I can get it out.
Yeah. You peek your eye up to it and you do see something glimmering on the inside. Try and put your hand in. Make a dex check.
7.
7. Even though you're like resistant to fire, putting your hand inside is too hot to keep your hand there.
It's hot.
You good?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Do you want?
Gonna try again.
Go for it.
8.
8.
I want it.
It burns your hand quite badly this time. Sort of a slight blister on the back of your hand. It will be gone before long, but
You good?
Yes.
Do you want me to have a go?
It's really hot.
I'll give it a go though. Might as well.
Careful.
Yeah, sure.
Damn it, that one!
come on. You're like absolutely determined that you can slide your hand in through that space, no problem whatsoever. And you just slide your hand in and you just catch the side of it on the burning hot wood. You take a d4 worth of fire damage. So 4 points of fire damage.
I'm also gonna try.
Go on, Mace.
Oh, 16?
16. As you're pulling your hand back, Mace just sort of gives you a look, just slides their hand in, like sleight of hand precision, and just pulls the thing out.
What is it?
It's completely blackened, like metal that's been in fire, but it appears to be a dagger.
Oh,
That's so cool.
that's really cool.
That was just in the tree? Or... no.
Maybe it was a gift.
I don't know, maybe.
I guess we should see if we can figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get any vibes of it?
Okay, if you would like to make an Arcana check on it.
13.
13. It's definitely got a shimmer of magic to it.
Oh, there's something on that.
But the blade is like so completely blackened with, you know, like when you've put metal in fire and it just blackens with the heat and the smoke. Like, it would need a thorough cleaning for you to be able to identify any runes or anything on it like that.
You got the whetstone still?
Yeah, I've got 3 of them.
Maybe like something to polish.
Just
off
kind of
the-
polish
the
it off
barn?
and vibe with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
cool.
I'll do that for the evening. I'll attempt to clean it, sharpen it, and get to know it.
Okay, just make a straight intelligence check for getting this thing completely cleaned and restored.
13.
13. Okay, it's going to take you a while. You think you probably can't get it done in one evening.
Okay.
But you're cleaning it off, and there is a beautiful, a little bit rusty, but the whetstone is like cleaning the rust away as you go. Like, silver dagger under there.
Cool.
Okay.
You'll need to take a bit more time doing it another day,
Sure.
but you've got yourself a fancy tree dagger.
Cool. Nice. Is it the one that was like 20 feet in front of me that cord struck, or that they lightning
Cord
struck?
struck.
Or?
No,
Struck
it cord struck the ground
ground
right in front of you. So it's a tree just like sort of slightly off to the side on the edge of the cliff. And you can see the smoke sort of stops on the blackened tree at this point, and it's just stood there, completely dead, completely burned by lightning.
It's kind of beautiful.
It really is.
Make a nature check.
14?
14. I would say it takes a while for it to come to you, probably when you're laying down to go to sleep that night, but it's quite a young tree. It doesn't look like it's been there, like, 500 years, for example.
Okay.
Hey, is anyone else doing anything before you go to sleep?
We would just sit and vibe and eat and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to know each other a little bit more.
Yeah.
Pandora will sort of sheepishly sidle up to Icarus at one point.
So, I don't want to like upset you or embarrass you or anything, but just to sort of get a handle on it if we're going to be working together and everything.
Yeah?
When we were in the labyrinth, I couldn't help but notice that you were a little shaken up at one point. Like, after you got separated and then we found you again. Like I don't want to like embarrass you, or like you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
You're not. You're right.
But like I figured that like if there's something we should know about that like maybe we can help you avoid if we're taking tasks in the future.
Small spaces.
Small spaces.
I don't like being stuck in small spaces.
That's why you didn't want to come through the tunnels either.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry for saying like come through the.
Oh no, it's fine. I should be able to handle it. So
You don't have to handle it.
Exactly, this is the kind of thing that we need to know about each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. It's it's not the one, you know.
No, that's fine.
It's okay. It's just
Like-
good to know.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Like everyone has stuff like that that sort of get them all sort of wound up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. When I got teleported, I appeared in a small cell. Like, so it was not great.
Man, that must be really hard for you. Like, good on you for like getting through it by yourself.
Thanks.
I think that's really strong of you.
Thanks. Well, still, we did it. We did our first exam, regardless.
You did?
But yeah, I guess.
Like, stuff like that is good to know about for the future.
Like you said, we should know each other's fears and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that people are comfortable sharing.
Yeah. Sure. Pandora thinks about it for a bit. Like, this is probably really strange, because it's never, like, really happened to me, but it's just the concept of it makes me, like, it makes me feel funny inside. I really don't like it. Like, the notion of being, like, sucked down into the ground, like, that really makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, it makes me feel sick inside.
Huh.
And, like, I have a dream now and then where I'm, like, buried alive, and,
Oh.
like, like, it's never happened to me, like, personally, but yeah, it messes me up and I can't.
Yeah, just the thought of it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those kind of fears.
Mhm.
Huh. Spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be horrible, right?
Yeah, you're in a small space anyway.
Ugh.
But like you're like 6 feet underground
No.
or deeper.
No.
No, I know.
Oh,
it's
You're giving him more
I'm
nightmares.
sorry.
It's okay. We can bond over.
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
Yeah. But like, small spaces isn't a problem for you. It's more the idea of being under something.
Yeah, like
Huh.
being like underground and not being able to get out, like clawing your way out and just like earth like choking you.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I say, it's never happened to me personally, but it's
Yeah, fair. It's not a nice thought.
no.
Now you're talking about it in my head, just like spinning. I don't like that.
If you look scared in the morning, we know what you dreamt about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything for you, Mace, that we should know about?
I don't really know how to describe it. Like, okay,
Okay.
if I had stepped on one of those squares that teleported you, that would have been a problem.
Oh, really?
I don't have a problem with being on my own, but if I'm with people somewhere and I get lost, that really freaks me out.
Okay.
Like being separated from a group that I'm supposed to be with
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like without understanding why, you mean, or
without understanding why, or just
Knowing the place.
like if we all like were going somewhere, but then we split up to get better, like more coverage of the ground. Or
No, I
is
guess
that okay
if-
for you?
yeah, if we'd like pre-agreed that we were gonna split up, that's fine. But if I was walking with you guys and I turned around and you just weren't there,
Freak you.
that's it. That's
Okay.
it for me.
Okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And like, I kind of got over it because, you know, the line of work that we're in. But sometimes the smell of blood just kind of gets me a little bit, just a little bit. But
Okay,
it's
okay.
like something that I can deal with fine.
Yeah. I mean, like the number of things that we killed in the labyrinth.
Exactly.
We're doing pretty okay with that.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a
Yeah.
Yeah. Smells are weird, huh?
Yeah.
And temperature.
Yeah.
Temperature.
I really don't like being cold.
Fair.
Like that. Maybe that's just me being a princess about it.
I just think you're a lizard, honestly.
Yeah. Like I think I just like the sun.
Yeah.
Your secret lizard folk.
Yeah.
Explain the horns. Maybe you're just part lizard.
That must be it. Maybe like my dad had a lizard folk ancestor or something, like years and years ago.
It's a recessive gene.
Yeah,
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Listen, who knows? They don't teach us like genetics, so.
They don't even teach us basic math.
Right?
It's like, I know how to like read people's weaknesses. I don't know how to do taxes.
I don't know how to do taxes. Like I don't know how to cook for myself.
Really?
Yeah, like I can do like toast, but
Do
like
you want me to teach you?
please.
Yeah, like, we can help with that.
Yeah, I feel like that side of me is severely lacking.
Okay, if we get ingredients from where camping, then we
Yeah.
can cook some stuff.
Yes.
That'd be great.
We'll
That'd be
get
nice.
ingredients from the town when we get there.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can make hot pot for you guys sometime.
Please.
Yeah, please. So I will sit and watch and like take notes and maybe like get in the way trying to help, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a. You wouldn't get in the way. We'll be teaching you.
It's like my dad always said, too many cooks.
Nah, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, 3 cooks is fine.
Nah. Like my dad never let us cook because like we would get home from school and he'd say, you have to do your homework, I will cook dinner. So he's a great cook, but like I don't think any of us can cook anything.
Well, I think that's a waste. You should have passed
He's
on.
robbing you of a life
Yeah.
skill.
He was trying to get us to study.
Well, he did, but don't worry. We'll teach you how to cook, okay?
Okay.
And then you can go home and surprise him and be like, "No, Dad, you do your
That'd be
homework."
nice.
I don't know how this parent thing works.
Is that how Lorcae parents you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not dissimilar. He's like, okay, kid, you cook, I'm too busy.
I mean, I just grew up helping.
Yeah, that's basically how I learned. I was helping people out.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd like to learn.
Yeah, we can.
yeah, it's fun. My
It
mom's
is
taught me
fun.
lots of cooking stuff, so
Okay.
We can exchange recipes.
we can exchange recipes. You can show me your Aaron recipes, and I can show you my Vishima recipes.
Sure. I got a few others as well.
Okay, fair.
Okay. After sort of you continue your conversations until you're lying down in your bedroll, still chatting away until you get too tired to keep talking. You know, and you just sort of continue rambling as you fall asleep.
And you can't remember where you left off.
Yeah.
Stop dozing off. It was a young tree that got hit by the lightning. It was a young one.
Shh.
Okay.
But eventually you all drift off to sleep, and whether you dream or not, it's not of anything in particular tonight. It's just a nice calm sleep, the sound of the waves hitting the cliff, the sound of some birds in the air, and the distant rumbles of the storm lulling you off. It's one of the best sleeps you've had in a while, despite the strange ground that you're sleeping on. You wake up in the morning with the not quite with the first light, because the way the rock face is, when the sun rises in the east, you just remain in shadow for quite a long time. But you're used to waking up early enough that you're able to, sort of jump awake eventually and realise where you are after a moment of confusion.
This is not my room.
Probably been a long time since you've slept out rough like this.
Where are my maw figures?
This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. My God, what have I done?
And you're able to rouse the others after a while. Cook up some rations for breakfast.
I'm gonna go for a quick ramble before they wake up then.
Okay.
Just see if I can scavenge anything to come back and cook.
Okay, do you want to scavenge some fresh ingredients? Make a survival check.
Yeah, I think it's just +2 on my survival, but I'm gonna try. Nope, that.
What was that? What was that?
That one.
Show me what you got.
Oh my God.
Got a natural 1.
Can't believe you just grasped me up.
Knock.
You do see, like, in the distance, sort of a few groves of trees and stuff, but it looks like possibly the only fruit tree around here was struck by lightning.
Aww, no tree.
And you do see, like, some various small creatures rushing about, but you're not really in the mood to catch lizards or anything to eat, so...
Reaches for one, its tail just breaks before I even get to it. It's like, oh. Come back.
This is not your speciality, catching creatures in the wild to cook up. But you can make them a nice ration breakfast, heat up some dried meats and toast some bread.
Walk back into the camp with nothing, just look at my horse and just be like, don't give me that look. You couldn't do any better, you don't have hands.
You two awaken to the scent of dried meats heating up and toast.
Morning.
Morning.
Oh, breakfast.
Yeah,
Thanks.
no worries, eat up.
Thank you.
Sorry it's not fresh, I couldn't find anything.
It's okay. It's about my level of cooking.
I think
Yeah.
the young tree that got struck last night was the only fruit tree in the area.
Oh, what sort of fruit?
Burnt.
Like, is it like caramelized now?
That's not how that.
Gone. Corn took
Pandora
it.
honey.
She can't cook.
That's not that.
We can, next time we see a fruit tree, we can grab some on our way.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, you're able to pack up your camp, saddle up the horses again. Takes a while, but Icarus, you know riding a fair amount. You're able to help Pandora get the saddle on properly so it doesn't just flip over in the day.
Knows all the proper words for everything.
Sasha can ride horses, but Dora can't.
You chose that.
I know.
The three of you are able to climb back up on top of them and set off for the morning. If you are looking out for ingredients to collect during the day, whoever wants to look out, make a survival check. Yeah. I say just one of you.
Who's got the better survival?
Sasha.
Yes.
With advantage, we're doing it as well.
Yeah. 11. Okay. So you don't find much. You do spot a distant grove of what is probably fruit trees, but it looks a way off your path. It's up to you whether you decide to pursue it or not.
I'll point it out to them.
We'll probably get something in the village when we get there.
Yeah, sure.
There's no point in going out our way today.
Like, how far off are we now?
Probably like 3 hours.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Race you.
Okay.
Okay.
Point out to like a tree or something that's a couple 100 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
The first one's there.
It's
How
on.
much riding do you think Maze has done?
You see? The thing is, I was gonna say that this was the first time that Mason had ridden.
Oh.
But,
You can.
but it's just like confident about it.
Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Sure. So, Pandora, make a straight dex check. Maze, make a dex check with disadvantage. And you make a dex check with advantage.
That's a 20! 23!
Dex. Sorry, so 17.
17. Okay. Maze got a natural 1. You sort of line your horses up, preparing to race to this tree about 100 feet off. You're a little too quick off the mark, Pandora, just digging your heels into the side of this horse. Just so eagerly and exactly against what Thekla told you to do. You just dig your heels in too fast and it just takes off. But you're able to like cling onto the horse's neck as it takes off towards the tree. You are able to respond very quickly and dig your heels in to pursue. Maze, your horse spooks instantly at the sight of Pandora's horse just bolting for the tree and just bucks you off immediately.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
Front legs come up, you go flying off the back of the horse into the dirt. You two
Try and reach and grab.
one more dex check, just straight each of you to see who gets there first.
That is
12.
18, 19, 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, Pandora, you're like 20 feet ahead, but you're losing control of the horse and like pulling too hard on the reins because you're not sure what else to hold on to properly, slowing it down, and just in the last 10 feet, Icarus overtakes you and passes the tree. As you're both able to slow down about another 30 feet further, you turn your horses and you see Maze just on the floor where you left them.
Getting back up
Getting
to get
back
on the
up.
horse.
Oh!
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is she in a hand?
No, the horse just got scared.
Oh,
I want to try
sorry.
and catch the horse.
Yeah, the horse is like not running around,
Okay.
it's just like
It's just
walking
there.
around in circles.
I'll just
Butts its head against you again.
Just give it a little pat. Sorry. Hop up and just ride it slowly over.
That was an experience.
Yeah. That's good.
You took off like a shot.
Yeah. Like, I need to like rein it in a bit, I think.
Yeah. When you were pulling back on the reins, you were trying to
Yeah, I
slow it
was
down.
slowing
Yeah.
it down, yeah.
That's just practice.
Yeah. But like a true Virtus, Mr. Icarus Paleo wins once again.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, can I make an insight check against that?
Yes, you may.
Sure.
What did you do? I missed it. Just, it's practice. Insight. +5 in insight. Come on now.
14.
17.
17. You get the idea from having seen Maze riding yesterday and getting bucked off straight away today. Perhaps Maze isn't that experienced with horses, but they haven't said anything about it, so it's up to you whether you think you should bring it up or not.
You need to grip with your knees more.
Sure.
I want to be watching your form.
You ride on. It's a few more hours up the coast. Maze, you have a slight butt bruise after a while.
I will say nothing.
And then eventually you do see like a wooden road marker which points out Ithia with an arrow sort of like 4 miles ahead. You ride on a little bit further and from a distance you can see down a dip into the bay where the crystal blue water hits the shore, some stretches of sand and then a littering of terracotta roofs of short buildings. The same traditional sandy stone as Erin, but other buildings painted pastel colours, some of them painted brilliant white, all in this like half moon bay down the bottom. As you approach, at the top of the hill, you can see stretches of farmland into the distance to the east, and a few large villas. And in the centre of town, at the bottom, you can see the pointed roof of a temple in a sunny square facing the water. The villa that you were told to go to is along the top here. So are you heading there first or straight into town?
No, we'll go to where we need to go first. This place is beautiful.
It really is.
We should come back here when we've finished and just spend a day here.
It'd be nice to.
Vacation day.
Yeah, why not?
Be nice to take a dip in that water.
Wouldn't it?
Look how inviting it looks.
Oh, I want to go in it so bad. We should definitely do that. Beach day.
Beach day.
That'd be cute.
Beach day.
You continue around the side of the cliff. You pass a few, like, largish private villas to one that is obviously a farm. And it says at the front, Villa Mycons, and you see a single-story stretch of white painted building with terracotta roof over the top, a few smaller buildings dotted around, and behind it you can see acres and acres of olive groves and gardens. You approach the front on your horses, so you see a human man outside, sat down but clearly quite a tall man, with a sun hat on, suntan skin, slightly wrinkled from many hours working outside, greying short dark hair and dark eyes. He's sitting down and he is just jotting things onto a piece of parchment. He looks up from where he sat and like,
Mr. Morales?
yeah, that's me.
Hi, I'm Icarus from Delphos. We're here about the missing people.
Contract.
He looks relieved when you introduce yourselves as being from Delphos. He's like, oh, get down from your horses. Let us tie those up for you. Come inside.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Helps you down and whistles for a farmhand who comes and takes the horses and leads them away into a shady spot. Please, come in. Welcome to Villa Mycons.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Leads you in through a sort of rounded wooden door, terracotta tiles on the inside, very simple looking building. You see like a simple sort of kitchen table and a kitchenette to one end, and a few doors beyond that. He goes, please take a seat. Can I get you anything?
Just a drink will do.
Drink?
Yeah, just some water.
Yeah, it's a long,
Okay.
sort of dusty ride.
I'm sure. Make yourselves comfortable.
Thanks.
Sits you at the small wooden table and comes back out with a platter with ice water, lays it down on the table and goes, I'm so relieved that you've come. Yes, you can call me Andreas.
It's nice to meet you.
Well, I'm Icarus Paleo.
Nice.
I'm Pandora.
Yeah, a pleasure to meet all three of you.
So what can we do to help? Do you have any information about these people?
Quite a bit. Well, he pulls up a chair and sits down with you. So, there are 2 workers missing here from my wife and I's farm. The disappearances, their disappearances in the last 2 weeks. That's when we took out the contract. But the disappearances around town started, I think, 5 weeks ago. 3 people going missing in the course of about 9 days, particularly stormy week. A lot of them are fishermen, so when there's a storm and people go missing, others go out to look, but it is often expected that the fishing boat might have been wrecked or...
Easy assumption.
You're saying usually when there's a storm?
Have you had a lot of storms recently?
There've been a fair few, but it's not only when there's a storm, it just happened to be the first disappearances sort of fell in line with that. I think, counts up on his fingers, maybe 11 people total have gone missing.
Wow.
Honey, is it 11? And leans back. You see one of the doors open and a short, sort of stout and bigger built elven woman with long golden hair falls down to about her shoulders in ringlets. She comes out wearing an apron. It's got lots of bees embroidered all over it.
Oh!
And it says at the front, Mycon's honey.
Oh! I love her.
She waddles out. She's got darker skin, hazel eyes, and this curly sort of sun-bleached hair. Fairly short, wearing a wide and very endearing smile. She's like, oh, you must have come over from Delphos.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, I'm Katina.
Nice to meet you, Katina.
Yes, 11 people have gone missing.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, it is. I think 5 have been fishermen.
And the others?
a few merchants,
And then 2 from your farm, right?
2 from our farm, and then her husband sort of pops in again and says, one of the bartenders from the taverna, Artuza, in the town.
Is there anything that these people have in common at all? Like,
Only that they're all men.
oh,
Yes. It's different races, some human half-elves, a couple of half-orcs, but nothing in common there, different jobs, different ages, anywhere from, I don't know, early manhood to their 60s, but all of them men.
I think I know.
Aside from the people on the ships, is there anywhere in particular folks have gone missing from, or the last places they were seen?
You might have to ask around in town for more details. It was only when our boys went missing that we thought we'd contact Delphos with a contract.
Where were your boys when they went missing?
Well, so Aris and Yanni. I'll start by saying neither of them had any reason to up and leave. There's lots of speculation around town that all of these are just random occurrences with different reasons to leave. But Aris was going to be promoted soon. He was going to be in charge of the farmhands here,
and he knew that?
He did. He just had another 5 weeks or so until we passed that on to him.
Mm-hmm.
Our lead farmhand was retiring. And Yanni loved his job here. He's got a pregnant wife in town. He was providing for her.
Is she still around?
She should still be around in town, yeah.
So we could go talk to her.
Her name is Icarus.
When the first people went missing, like, did anything sort of change in the area? Like, I don't know, like, did anyone new come to town, or like, did like a shipment of something come in, or?
The only thing I can suggest that I think was new, and you'll have to ask around in town for clearer details on this, but we had a really bad harvest this year, and I know that the temple, they brought in a new cleric or priestess or something to help. It's a temple to Pelor. And the harvest a few months ago was really bad. But I don't know if those things are coincidental, if they fall together, or...
Was the new priest here before the bad harvest?
I couldn't tell you. We spend most of our time up here.
Of course. Well, thank you for all of your help. We will check this out.
Yeah.
We will, we don't have a lot more of resources, but if you can bring Aris or Yanni back alive, well, there'll be an extra sum, maybe an extra 15 gold each.
We'll do what we can.
Yeah.
Would you recommend starting anywhere or with anyone in particular?
I mean, you can ask around the other farmhands outside and see if they know anything about our boys, but other than that, the town square is the center of everything that goes on in Ithia.
Okay.
It's where the shops are, the tavern, the temple's down there.
I think that's probably a good place to look first of all.
Yeah.
But please, you've had a long journey. Please rest a moment. Let us get you some lunch or something.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
That's really nice of you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And come out. Come see. She will lead you back out and around the side of the building. There you can see up close these acres of perfectly planted olive trees in lines, gardens with vegetable patches, and of course bee boxes. You see maybe half a dozen bee boxes down the far end, away from where you'd be eating, and a dozen workers sort of scattered through the trees, picking olives, picking fruit, sort of hosing the ground, digging up vegetables. And one coming out in like a bee suit, attending to one of the bee boxes.
Ye olde bee gear.
Grecian bee suit. Everything's the same. It's just a toga with a bee head.
The rest of the skin on show, yeah. To the side of the villa, there's a small terrace outside with a beautiful mosaic floor, reds and blues, and right in the middle, a bee made out of mosaics.
Oh, this is just my dream. Honestly.
You can smell cooking through a small hatch window into a kitchen beyond. You can smell grilled meats and fish, which is seeping out into the air, and the sweet smell of honey everywhere. And you can see another doorway, like open archway with a little mosaic tile at the top that says shop. Outside there's several wooden tables, just a couple of them, sat out on this terrace with like the shade of some of the olive trees. Let me get you some lunch.
Thank you so much.
Just feel free to wander around. This will take a while, but
Thanks.
She leaves you to it.
Maybe we should talk to some of the other farmhands.
Yeah.
This place is so cute.
You having a good time, Icarus?
Yeah, it's just really sweet.
It is really nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we should definitely go talk to people. This isn't a holiday.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It will be.
It will be.
As we're walking around, do the crops that are being sort of yielded, do they look particularly good, or does it look like it's a poor harvest still?
It does look like a fairly poor harvest up here. Taking a look around where they're like digging up the vegetable gardens, they're smaller than what you'd normally see at this time of year. There's less of it. You see them throw a few away that haven't really grown properly. It doesn't look like pitiful. It's not like a drought harvest where nothing's grown, but it's definitely not a bountiful harvest. And this is quite late in the year as well, so if they've been replanting and regrowing again,
It's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign that the sort of autumn harvest was good. Although the bee boxes look in great condition.
Impeccable.
As they should.
Yeah, we'll go have a wander.
Yeah.
Have a little chat with some people who might be about.
You come across a sort of young human lad who's up on a ladder, like picking olives off the trees and throwing them down into a basket.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there. We're from Delphos. We're here to sort of see if we can find your missing farmhand boys.
Oh, great.
Like, I was wondering if there's anything that you can tell us about them.
Sure, what do you want to know? Climbs down the ladder and sort of sits on one of the rungs at the bottom.
This is the last time you saw them, or anything you might know about how or why they went missing?
Okay. Aris was working here late one evening and he headed down. Said he was heading back down to the town at around it was after the sun had gone down, so I don't know, 8, 9. He'd seemed himself. Didn't seem anything strange about him. And he just headed off from work, left his stuff here like he always does.
Was he alone, or did he go with anyone else?
He was alone.
Did you say he was going home, or like going out, or?
He didn't specify, but he was quite dedicated. He usually went straight home and came straight back in the morning. We're working here from sunup until sundown, so.
Yeah, long day.
So that was about, I guess, 12 days ago, I think. He just didn't come back again. And everyone was in shock. We thought he deserted us at first.
Does anyone check this home?
I know that Andreas and Katina have been down there knocking for him, but no answer. He lived alone.
Okay.
Yanni, maybe only 6 days ago, he went down to the town in the middle of the day, said he was going to go check on his wife, and didn't come back up. Nobody questioned it for a while.
Maybe his wife, something.
Exactly. We just left him to it. And
Again, like he was on his own, like no one went with him down to the town.
he grabbed a ride on a cart that was going down there from up here, that was taking some supplies down to the village.
Was it with people you knew, or?
Yeah, I mean a couple of the merchants who head up and down from the markets and sell some of our stuff.
Okay.
That's good to know. So like, maybe someone saw him before he disappeared.
Has anyone talked to the merchants that he got a ride with, or?
I assume Andreas and Katina did. I mean,
Oh, we can double
Yeah, we can
check.
check with
Yeah. Maybe we can get Aris's address as well and check it out ourselves.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
and Yanni's wife as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for helping with this stuff.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's what
No
Delphos,
problem.
it's what Delphos does.
I hope nothing's happened to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, so do we.
no worries. Nice to meet you.
You too. He climbs back up the ladder and goes back to picking olives. The olives seem to be they're like a kind of an arid crop. They're not as rough as vegetables in terms of growing in rough conditions, so there seems to be a fair few of them, but he probably would turn down and be like, "You want to try?"
Yes, sure.
Pass one over, fresh off the tree.
Gets the pip out.
Be good.
Yeah, it's really good.
You wander around and you can talk to a couple of the others, but it seems that nobody knows much more than that in terms of where they were going or when they were last seen. That's generally the consensus.
Head back to the little bee area.
Wait for lunch.
The area with the hatch in the shop.
I've got a hatch. Q to the left.
Katina with like sort of oven gloves and an apron comes out with a platter of food and lays it down on the table. She's probably in her mid-50s.
God, I love her.
This looks delicious.
Looks so good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you
There's
cook
like a
all of
little-
this yourself?
Oh yeah. It's not really a restaurant, but I guess when people stop in at the shop or come by the farm, I like to make sure everyone's well fed.
That's really nice of you.
There's like a little bowl of honey with a china spoon as well to like pour on your meat.
Is that the honey you make here?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to try it.
Please indulge yourselves.
Thank you.
Eat up. If you need anything from us while you're here, don't hesitate to ask.
Oh, we wanted to know Yanni and Eris's addresses.
Oh, sure, I'll get them.
Thank you. Thanks.
You stuff your faces with like freshly grilled meat smothered in honey and like roasted vegetables, freshly caught fish you reckon was probably just caught this morning in the bay. You stuff your faces and the honey is like perfectly sweet, nothing added to it, just naturally made like that.
And this is like 10 times better after rations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rations and riding out on dirt track for a day and a half.
Eat it.
And as you're finishing up your meal, maybe she leaves you like 40 minutes to sort of indulge and enjoy the heat. Potters out with some fresh tea with honey in it after a while. And then at the end of your meal, you see her go into the little shop archway and come back out with 3 small jars of honey.
Oh,
She puts them on the table and she's like, please,
oh, thank you.
just take one each.
How much do we owe you?
No, please. Just, you're doing so much for us.
Are you sure?
Coming here, yeah.
This is so sweet of you. And the honey is so delicious.
Oh, thank you.
The best honey I've ever had.
Definitely, just as sweet as you.
It's so lovely to have young people like you 3 up here.
Right, we should get going.
Yeah, we'll get to work.
Go investigate.
Thank you so much for this.
No problem. If you need somewhere to stay later, you can always come up here.
Thank you.
That would be great. I love her.
She's like grandma, honey grandma.
Must protect honey grandma!
You can make an inside check.
How dare you not trust her?
Roll your dice.
Do you dare? Insight check, honey grandma.
Can I say 24?
This is the sweetest and purest person
Nice.
I've ever interacted.
Thank God! I was so worried that I'd roll 24 and you'd be like, she's a hag. You can see it. She ate Yanni.
Oh god!
She has captured you and she wants to turn you into honey.
Oh god!
Okay, let's go down to the town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check out the square.
You take your horses again and you ride them down the hill, long sort of winding path down the cliff to the bay at the bottom. You're finally right down by the ocean. You're hit with the scent of sea salt as it washes in with the breeze. Very small town. It's maybe got like 10 streets to the entire town, and in the center this big terracotta square, a few planted trees, temple freestanding amongst all of it, and these pastel coloured houses painted like mint green, pale blue. Just a really nice offset to the sandy stone that you used to just see everywhere. Where would you like to head to first? You can see in the square a handful of shops littering it, and you can see the Taverna Aretusa facing out to the water, and you can see a terrace that like is multi-leveled and fitted around the rock face at the side. You can also see the Temple to Pelor in the center.
Okay.
Maybe we should check out the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Ask about this suspicious harvest.
Okay.
On my way, and I will like stop and offer a prayer at the doorway and head in.
Okay. 2 large dark wooden doors, iron fixtures, the whole building washed with white paint, and a wooden roof rather than a terracotta one. It's got 1 tall steeple in the center, and a few just like slit windows rather than with shutters or anything like that, just free breeze going through them. You walk inside and it's simple and quiet on the inside. The walls have murals of olive groves, citrus trees and farm fields, as well as a long stretch of mural that mirrors the ocean that you've just seen at the front of the square. Little fishing boats out on the bay. It's very quiet in the inside, although several people line the pews in silent prayer. You can see an older woman wearing a long white palla with a gold trim and a symbol of Pelor dangling around her neck, and a younger elven woman with like strawberry hair, also wearing clerical robes, who's talking to a handful of people who are sitting and praying. The older woman sort of glances up when you come in and just nods her head respectfully.
Bows respectfully back. Heads towards her.
She's up at the altar just like lighting some candles.
Good morning.
Morning. Well, I suppose it'd be afternoon by now, but...
Afternoon.
Afternoon. What can I do for you?
We're here investigating the missing people around town.
We're from Delphos.
Yeah.
Okay, this way, please. And she leads you off through a side door, sort of into a quieter area, not to disturb the prayers of the people in the temple. When she's in there, she's like, it's about time somebody was sent up here to help us. I can help you with any questions that you have, to the best of my abilities.
Well, we heard something about a new cleric having joined you after a poor harvest.
Oh, that's Evra out there, although I can't imagine she has anything to do with the disappearances.
Not at all, we're just trying to get a clearer picture of what's been going on here.
Yeah, just all the information laid out.
We did have a poor harvest.
And Ever came after?
It was just after we sent for another cleric from Erin, and she was sent over to us, but that was a couple of months before the disappearances started.
No, of course, we're just trying to get a timeline from the things we've been told.
When you have a poor harvest or like there's a disease in the village or whatever, like is there anything that in particular that you would do, like any rituals you perform or prayers that you would say?
There are definitely prayers. We worship here twice a fortnight. The whole village comes in to worship, but no rituals of any such. Just offering our prayers to Pelor. Some people might tell you that the missing folks around town are Pelor's wrath or something equally as wild, but I want to assure you that can't have anything to do with it.
Of course, but why would people be saying that?
I guess just we're a fishing and farming town, and following a poor harvest, everyone thinks we've done some terrible thing to upset our god.
Well, if the bad harvest was 5 months ago.
It would have been like
5 weeks?
Oh, 5 weeks.
Yeah. No, the first person went missing about 5 weeks ago. The harvest would have been about 8 weeks ago now.
Okay, cool.
Through the gap.
Missing people.
They're just pointing fingers, I guess, in lieu of any other thing to blame.
Of course. Like, Pelor's domain is the harvest, obviously, so why would Pelor sort of start causing people to go missing? Like,
Well,
it's
precisely.
not his domain.
Pelor is not a wrathful god.
No.
I would have to say that I wouldn't even blame the bad harvest on Pelor myself. We had a particularly hot autumn, and the town has been worshipping properly all year round.
It's just one of those unfortunate things.
Nature has its wrath that way sometimes.
Sure. I mean, is there anything else you can tell us then? Like, did you know any of the people or see them before they suddenly disappeared?
Well, people have been suggesting that the missing people disappeared a little further north in one of the bays. They said that, well, I've heard from a few who've come into the temple that fishermen who've sailed that way haven't come back. But I couldn't tell you what bay, just that it's not this one immediately, but perhaps a little further north.
Okay.
Which makes sense for fishermen, but not
Not the
farmhands
farmhands or
and
merchants.
bartenders.
I would say, I don't know how much I'd suggest that you believe everything they say, but some townsfolk have a few rumours of what they think might have happened, but they also think it's Pelor's wrath, so what can I say? I don't know how much you should trust what they say.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do I trust her?
Make an insight check. You're so untrustworthy.
22.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She seems quite not scathing, but just dubious of people's beliefs. And you genuinely believe that she's being honest about Pelor.
Yeah.
She does tell you that a human man did come in here and I did overhear a conversation that he had. His name's Emmanuel, he's in charge of the fish market. And he did mention something about knowing more. But I couldn't tell you where to find him unless you wait for the market again tomorrow morning.
No, we could do that.
I mean, we've got all day to talk to other people around
Yeah, of
town.
course. Alright, well, thank you so much for your help.
Of course, if you need any other help or you have any more questions, I will be here.
Of course. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As we're sort of coming away from her, we'll turn to the others and say in an aside,
Do you think it's worth talking to the new cleric?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, why not?
If she?
Yeah.
Okay. If she's from Erin, she's got an outside perspective.
I suppose.
We will approach.
She is still talking to someone else when you come back out.
We'll listen to see what she's talking about.
Okay. Make a perception check to eavesdrop.
I shall. 25.
Jesus.
Okay.
You hear the missing people.
Hear them on the winds.
She seems to be comforting a young woman who's saying that her brother was amongst the fishermen who went missing. Asking a few questions, just gently nudging for a bit of information. But all you're able to gather from the conversation is that he was on his fishing boat. He said he was heading north because no one wanted to go there that way anymore, which meant there was surely a multitude of fish to be caught because it wasn't being fished. And that was about a week and a half ago, and he hadn't come back since. And she's just comforting them.
Okay. I'll like whisper that like imperative information to these guys and wait for them to finish, I guess.
Take a seat on a pew.
Okay.
I'll offer some salad prayers.
You wait another 10 minutes or so, and you see her put a comforting hand on this person's shoulder, and they like look a lot more comforted and just breathe out a big sigh, a smile, and leave the temple. Sort of see you, didn't realise that there was anyone else around them, and give you a nod as they head out. And she takes a seat in one of the pews.
Hey there.
we'll approach.
Hi.
Hi, we're from Delphos Academy. We're investigating the disappearances of the people in your village.
Oh, sure.
Just wondered if there's anything that you can tell us.
It's the person in charge here seems to think that the townsfolk are spreading lots of silly rumors, but as a more outside perspective, we wanted to hear your opinion.
Well, there's silly rumors, and then there's what do you really think about what's going on here? Eleni doesn't believe that we've invoked the wrath of Pelor, but that's exactly what we've done.
Makes you say that.
I shouldn't spread rumors about this.
It's just not rumors, it's all valid information, and we just want to get to the bottom of this.
They brought me in here because they had the worst harvest that they've had in 10 years. And they have some outdated practices. Nothing wrong, but nothing, that is boosting their relationship with Pelor. And if you ask me, I think they could do with changing their ways.
Have you brought about any different practices to the temple?
No, Eleni is quite set in her ways.
Okay, so if you'll forgive me, if she won't let you do anything different, why did they bring you in the first place?
Well, precisely. Who knows? But such is life in a temple. You try and make changes, but they're always set in their ways.
Icarus just has a laugh to himself, like, yeah. What sort of vibe do I get off her?
Make an insight check. 16. She seems not as invested in this area as the other priestess. She seems quite put out to be here.
She's a big town lady in a small town.
Yeah, you do find as you're looking at her, like, she is extremely beautiful. It's quite distracting when she's talking. But yeah, she just gives off a vibe of not being that engaged in the situation itself. Quite, I guess.
Mean go cleric.
Yeah.
Where is it that you're from originally?
Erin.
Erin, okay. And it must be a bit of a change coming from Erin coming to this tiny town, especially when you aren't really allowed to make change.
Well, it's unexpected. A lot smaller and less involved, I guess.
Did you offer to come here, or
No, the temple and Erin selected me.
which one were you at?
She tells you an area name. It's not a place you're particularly familiar with. But
Is
it's
it
such a
Pelor
beauty.
one of them?
It is a Pelor temple, yeah.
Okay.
Do you plan on staying?
Well, I'm posted here for 6 months. After that, perhaps I'll get to go back to Erin.
You don't seem too pleased about your posting.
It is a very small town with nothing happening.
Aside from people going missing.
Well, aside from people going missing, but that's not exactly... It's not thrilling, is it? It's, worrying.
Of course.
Right, of course.
Well, if you've got any more information you could offer us, don't hesitate to find us.
I suppose I should tell you what other people around the town are saying.
Yeah, that'd be very helpful.
If you're
I personally think Pelor is to blame, but I have heard people saying that it's sirens attacking the village, luring the men away.
I mean, that would make sense if it was just men going missing.
It's true.
They say they've heard singing at night.
Well, someone went missing in the middle of the day, so...
I'm sure that sirens can sing in the day as well as at night.
Whatever you believe about that rumor. I might as well tell you I don't want to hinder your investigation by holding anything back.
No, of course, we appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, any and all information is good. Well, thank you. Like I said, if you've got any more information, we'll be around for a few days, maybe.
Sure.
Thanks.
Be good to see you again.
You too.
She looks you dead in the eye. Slightly flirty smile.
Oh! See you around.
And you?
She was cute. I was gonna tug him out.
And you reel him away and out back into the street.
Hey.
I don't trust her.
No. Like, if you were a cleric of a god, like, would you go talking in a hypothetical sense about a situation that had nothing to do with you, Icarus?
I know.
If you were hypothetically a cleric of a god,
You tell
would
me.
you really go around like besmirching that god and saying that this god is responsible for the hardships in my town? Like, surely you would say, maybe it is due to this god, but we can rectify this by doing this, or it is this way because we didn't do this in the first place. Like,
No, I agree.
she didn't seem to be very holy for a holy woman.
I know. I just kind of got a vibe off her that I didn't really like.
Mm-hmm.
Icarus, you certainly got a vibe that you liked.
Well, you know how people can be. If you're in a position that you don't enjoy, you're not going to think the best of things.
Yeah, I understand that she is put out, but like, to be taking it out on Pelor, like no, I'd say she'd be more. It would make more sense for her to be angry at the priestess rather than at Pelor.
Well, I guess we should just find out what's going on.
Yeah,
You're right. Like
yeah.
even if Pelor has unleashed a wrath upon this town, And she should be helping people to feel better about that. But, like I said, if she's in a position she doesn't enjoy, then she might just not be enjoying it.
Sure.
Stop thinking about enjoying positions with her.
Sirens!
Yeah, sirens.
See, that makes sense. And
yeah.
she treated it like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why I'm suspicious.
Like, that's one of the first things I thought when they said that men were going missing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Oh, let's check out the taverna.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the sign across the square, right on the edge of the town by the cliff face, for Taverna Aretusa. Just a single-story building. Like on top, there's like one extra little bit, like an upstairs room, but it's not like a whole double story. And this terrace stretching out in small platforms down around the side of the cliff and down to the water, like overhanging the water. It's afternoon. It's open. You push inside. It's quite dingy on the inside, but it's not it's not miserable. It's nicely decorated. The walls have been painted like a bright colour, trying to make up for the lack of natural light here.
It's orange, we lose Pandora against the wall.
I'm here!
Who said that?
It's not quiet. It's fairly busy, but it's not that lively. People are sort of sitting mostly by themselves or in twos, eating their food, making some idle chit chat, but there's nobody sort of fully peppy. There's no music playing in here. Perhaps because it's early in the day, or perhaps because there's a bit of a atmosphere about town right now. Behind the bar is a short woman, sort of human features and some dwarven features, who's quickly like tidying up some glasses, putting them away.
I guess to save having the same sort of conversation once again.
We introduce ourselves.
Expedite. Do we learn anything new from any of the people in the
You
bar?
do indeed.
Oh.
So you go up to the barkeep, and you ask, "Hey, we're from Delphos. We're investigating the missing people." She immediately tells you that finally, because her brother Mario has been missing for almost 3 weeks now.
Not Mario.
Mario.
Red Luigi.
So Mario has been missing for 3 weeks. Nobody has been taking me seriously.
Well, we're here to take you seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that you've waited for so long.
It's okay. I appreciate you being here. He said he was going out to meet somebody at the cove, and I assumed it was his girlfriend. He never came home. I spoke to his girlfriend. She said she knew nothing about it.
The cove?
There's a cove a little further up the coast somewhere that boys like to take women.
Is it north?
Yes.
Okay.
Convenient.
And who's his girlfriend?
Her name is Hester. She works in this shop, the general store. She'll probably just tell you that Mario has eloped with someone else.
When was this? Was this like in an evening or during the day?
It was late at night. He was on shift and he asked me if I would cover for him.
Okay.
He was going out to meet someone at the cove.
And then he never came back.
Did he take anything with him?
No, he left his stuff here, he took off his apron, and off he went.
Like just suddenly, without warning?
Not without warning, I mean, he'd been watching the clock all night.
Oh.
He was obviously planning something, so I
Right.
just assumed he was off to see Hester.
Did he look himself or did he like look weird? Or is he like out of it at all?
Not like dazed, but a little
Like this
Dreamy?
a little dreamy? Yeah.
Like, kind of.
No, not like that, more worried.
Okay.
But I thought he was just getting worried about time, like he was gonna be late or something.
But he didn't say who he was going to meet or what they were going to do.
No, I mean, I didn't want to know anyway. If he was
No.
gonna meet his girlfriend, I didn't want to hear about
Of
it.
course.
I feel like an idiot now.
Did he give any indication of when he'd be back, or?
No, just that I'd have to cover him for the rest of the night.
Okay. Well, this is good information though.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't suppose you could sort of direct us to the cove, could you?
I don't know, but I don't know. Emmanuel over there might know.
Emanuele.
Manuel. In charge of the fish market.
Who might know things.
She gestures across the tavern to a man sat in the corner, quite quietly, like nursing over a big ale. Handsome but slightly rough-looking, middle-aged human man, looking kind of miserable over his drink. To which the tavern keeper says that he's due to get married this week, but he's been here drinking every night for the last few nights.
Cold feet.
Maybe.
Oh, should we have some drinks and go over?
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go have a chat.
Sure.
Should I order a drink first?
Yeah, she'd put some drinks for you in the bar and be like, take them over. I'm sure he could use the pep up of talking to somebody.
Sure.
Oh,
Thanks.
thanks for your help. We were going to introduce ourselves.
He's like sat it like tucked in a window. It's got shutters, this one, but they're open to the sea. But because of where the sun is, it's completely shadowed in this corner. And he's really sitting over his beer, like hunched over it, with his chin almost rested on the top of the glass.
Anyone sitting here?
No,
Do you mind if we join you?
sure,
We introduce ourselves.
Manuel.
Yeah, Icarus.
Nice.
Nice to meet you, I'm Pandora.
Nice to meet you.
So yeah, we're from Delphos. We're here to look into the missing people.
And we happen to hear that you might know a bit more about it.
I don't know who's telling you that.
Like we heard that you're in charge of the fish market. You must hear a lot of things.
I hear that a lot of fishermen are going missing. It's not great for my trade.
Also, we hear as well. We want to find them as soon as possible so everything can be business as usual.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Is
You
there-
get the impression straight away that he is a little bit tipsy.
Good. More likely to spill things.
So is there anything you can tell us about this cove to the north that people like to go?
Nothing special. It's a beach. I can tell you where it is.
That
Exactly.
would be helpful.
His eyes sort of like sparkle a little bit. He looks up at the three of you in consideration and goes, "If you help me,
Help you with what?
I'm missing something too. Not a person.
Oh.
I'll tell you where to find the cove. If you can help me find some missing jewellery."
Missing jewelry, eh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't happen to be like a wedding ring or something, would it?
Maybe.
A little bird tells me you're getting married.
Huh.
Maybe it is.
When did you last have it?
Maybe 3 days ago.
Where?
I don't know. Somewhere.
Right.
Not particularly helpful for us if we're meant to find it.
Well, you're investigators. I'm sure you could do some investigating.
Do you think you lost it or someone stole it?
I don't know. I had it and then I didn't have it. I've been drinking.
Uh-huh.
Whereabouts were you the last time you saw it?
I went to pay some respects at the temple.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, that was afternoon. Went home. Did I have it then? I don't remember. Next morning I didn't have it.
Okay. And did you see anyone else in that time? Like, did you meet anyone for dinner or did you see family or?
Nope, no one else. I haven't seen my fiance in 3 days. Can't look her in the eye. It doesn't look you in the eye either.
Well,
So you think you might have lost it in the temple?
Maybe. Or at home. I'm gonna turn my home over, can't find it there.
so maybe we'll look at the temple first before we go rooting around in your home.
Maybe.
Did you ask the temple?
No.
I guess we'll go and ask the temple for him.
We'll check it out.
And in return you will tell us how to get to the cove.
Yes, when you find the rings.
So it's 2 rings.
Yes, it's the rings.
Right. Both rings.
Were they in a box or a
Yeah, are
bag?
they
or-
together or?
They were in a little red leather pouch
Right.
with the letter J inscribed on the front.
J?
Hmm.
It's a weird way to spell manual.
It's
I was kidding. It was a joke.
J for joke.
No. J for Jacast. It's my fiance's name.
I figured.
Does not look impressed with you.
We should
should
go
go.
have a look then.
Can we find you here still?
But you can't let anyone know that I'm missing the wedding ring.
Oh
No, of course not. Like, absolute discretion.
Our lips are sealed.
Can I trust you?
Can we trust you?
Roll an insight check.
Yeah, you can trust me.
Does it look trustworthy? Can I?
Can make an insight check.
Christ. Insight's that's an 11.
This is the insight episode.
Yeah.
Did we all take proficiency in insight?
Yeah. Plus 5 in insight.
Plus 8.
Plus 6.
With an 11, you don't know whether you can trust him or not, but I mean, he's not making any effort to hide on his face the fact that he's hiding something.
Right.
Because he's a bit... Ice cream!
Ice cream.
He's a bit too drunk to sort of mask the fact that he's hiding something from you, that he's perhaps embarrassed.
Is there anything else you can tell us?
About the cove? No, not yet.
About the cove, about the rings, about your wedding in a few days?
Oh, my wedding. She's beautiful.
Tell us about her.
Oh, this beautiful golden suntan skin, and blue eyes, and long red hair. No, blonde hair. Blonde hair.
How long have you known each other?
Well, years.
Mm-hmm.
Years, yeah.
When did you get engaged?
About 6 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, very impressive. I asked her father and everything.
Well done.
You seeing anyone else?
No,
Who else?
not seeing anyone else.
Red hair, blonde hair.
No, I'm just...
You seeing someone by the cove?
No. Just a little distracted. Stupid priestess.
The new priestess?
Oh, so you've got a thing for the new priestess.
Miss goes very red in the face. No.
Is that what you were doing in the temple?
No. Maybe.
Uh-huh. My passive insight is 18.
She's very beautiful.
She is, isn't she?
Just a bit distracted speaking to her.
Interesting.
Did you still have the rings when you last spoke to her?
I had them when I went into the temple.
Hmm.
And then, I don't know, next morning I didn't have them.
Hmm.
And you spoke to her when you were at the temple?
Maybe.
Okay.
But she's a priestess. You're insinuating a priestess.
No, of
What's
course
the
not.
word? You can't tell anybody.
Of course not. Like we say, our lips are sealed.
It's all good.
We'll go find out for you.
That'd be good.
See you later.
You come find me, whatever you find out.
Of course. You'll be here.
I'll be here.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Drinks a lot from his tankard.
Let's go check it out.
Sure.
Wait,
What's his problem?
that was weird.
Well, I called him out the fact that he's flirting with someone else?
When he's about to get married. Gross.
Jackass. Back to the temple. Back we go.
You head back to the temple and you enter inside again. You can see a lady back at the altar, just moving some stuff around, putting some things out for the evening.
First things first, I'm going to check that it's not been just like left in the offering box or something silly. Under a pew.
Make an investigation check for just like scrabbling around and looking for some rings.
Yeah, 13.
You don't find anything.
No,
You do find a
that's it.
couple of copper pieces that have possibly been dropped when the offerings have been going around, but no rings.
Back in the offering basket.
Let's see if they have a lost and found.
Eleni hears the coins like drop into the offerings basket, looks up and is like, You three again.
Hi there. This is really kind of embarrassing. Do you have a lost and found?
What have you lost?
It's a little red pouch. It's got a J on it. I think it must have like dropped when we were here before.
She goes and gets out a box and digs through. She's like, I can't see anything.
Oh, is
Okay.
Aura around?
Avra.
Avra. I wrote Aura.
Aura.
Is Avra around?
No, she just left.
Oh, she finished for the day, or she gone out, or?
I think she's finished for the day, headed home early.
Huh.
Oh,
Do you know where we could find her?
Yeah, maybe we dropped it when we were talking to her.
Oh, she does live nearby, just on the outskirts of town. The house is called Castos.
Kestos.
Okay.
Somewhere on the corner of the cove.
Okay.
Kill Bill sirens.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about whereabouts the cove is?
Oh, I just mean this bay here.
Oh, this bay. Okay, no problem. All right, thank you.
No problem. Glad I could help. Hope you find your pouch.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, let's see if we can find Casta. Maybe she's found it and keeping hold of it for some reason.
Abra.
Avra.
Casta's the house.
Oh yeah, so we can find Casta.
Okay,
That's
Casta's
the
the
house
house.
is called, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Castos.
Castos.
Okay. Make an investigation check to search for the house.
Everyone separate, or?
You'll have the most.
Make one with advantage. Yeah.
22.
22. Okay. It only takes you an hour or so to sort of pick around all the different streets, looking at house names, until you find a small village right at the edge of Ithia, like right on the sea. It looks quite run down compared to the other buildings. Where it had been painted white, the paint's really flaking away, and you can see lots of the sandstone underneath. There's some old sort of flower vines climbing up the outside, but they don't look tended to like a lot of the houses do. And a small red door at the front.
Oh.
As you knock, it just swings open slightly.
Huh.
Hello?
Avra?
You hear some slight movement inside.
Hello?
Is your door okay?
No response.
Tiptoe in.
Quietly. Quiet.
Make a stealth check.
Oh.
Do you want me to go in ahead?
Yeah.
A little bit. May as well just sneak in ahead. 15.
15. Okay. Your feet are fairly silent on the terracotta floor. You note that you're like padding through dust and dirt. It looks like you hear a creak and you look out through the corridor that you're in and you can see two open like shuttered doors at the back. They're just sort of creaking slightly in the wind. It looks like the dust has maybe blown in from outside. Inside, things look old and unused. The furniture is dusty, there's cobwebs in the corners. Does not look like the house of this slightly stuck-up cleric that you spoke to earlier.
I just look over my shoulder at these two in the doorway, just signal them in.
Make a stealth check.
Oh, god damn. Disadvantage. 11. 8.
You creep inside. You hug your arms around yourself, trying to stop your scale mail from making sound as you creep in. You can see a few open archways and like a larger room down the end and a staircase up with an iron railing. Where are you looking?
Should we each take a room or should we stick together?
I'll head upstairs.
Sure.
I will head upstairs
Okay.
quietly to have a little wander around.
I'll check the closest room.
Yeah, I'll check whatever room is next down here.
Okay, so you're going into the left one, you're heading up the stairs and you're heading forwards into like the main space. Maze, you tiptoe up the stairs. You've been prepared for this moment for so long. Silently, you pad step to step, hand on the railing so that you can sort of balance your weight and don't make a sound with your footsteps. You creep up to the top and you see a small landing like 2 rooms off here with afternoon sun spilling in through more open shutters. In one of them, a very clean looking bed. The rest of the room kind of like brush of leaves in the corners and more cobwebs and dust. The other one, a completely disused bathroom, where there's like clutter and dirt at the bottom of the bath. Just having a glimpse in, it looked like no one's used that room in a long time. But just this like pristine bed.
Anything of interest in the bedroom? Or anything unusual?
Make a perception check.
That's a crit, so 28.
Oh, 28, okay. You note only that there's a fresh scent in this bedroom area. Like this bed has been like, had the sheets cleaned and everything recently, despite the fact everything else is filthy. Pandora. You head down to the back and it's like an open kitchen and dining area, like terracotta tiles on the floor, these open shutters to the back garden, and instantly you can see through the shutters that where there is a small garden, it's completely overgrown. Like the vines are spreading out across the floor. You can see the scurry of a small creature, maybe a mouse at the back of the garden somewhere. The kitchenette looks completely disused. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Is there like any fresh food here at all, or like any signs that it would have been cooked in or lived in?
Make an investigation check.
23.
23, okay. You very quietly like open cupboards, look in baskets. You find not even remnants of anything fresh, nothing rotten, it's just abandoned, empty. Nothing down here at all. Icarus. I would like you to make me a wisdom saving.
Oh my god! Okay. Wisdom's +5. 13.
13. Okay. You walk into like a lounge room, your scale mail making a bit of noise as you step inside. There's like a few nice wooden seats with plush cushions, and you see sat up on the back of one of them, looking out at the door, you see Avra, the cleric, sat there with her hands on the side of the bench, legs crossed. She just smiles at you. Hi.
Hi.
You're charmed.
Oh shit! Cool. Takes charmed on.
Oh, you came to my house. That's sweet of you.
We were looking for you.
You probably shouldn't be. Come here.
Okay.
She lets you walk up and just strokes your cheek. You're charmed, by the way, for one day. You're going to convince your friends to leave. You understand?
Sure.
Thank you so much. It's so nice of you.
That's okay. You want us to go now?
What did you come for?
We were looking for rings. Emmanuel's rings.
That bore.
Yeah.
If I did have them, you wouldn't tell the others, would you?
Well, we told him we'd take it back to him.
You're not going to tell the others.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Now come here. Give us a kiss.
Okay.
You lean in for a kiss.
Yay. He's a fucking siren. Oh my god.
Oh, that's a lot.
You notice she's very beautiful. I don't trust her. I love this for you.
Oh god.
You lean in for a kiss and she presses her lips to yours. You're going to take 45 psychic damage, and that is where we're going to end tonight.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh no!
Men.
Men!
I chose the weakest species.
She's a fucking siren!
I love it!
Christ! Oh no! I don't have to spell magic yet! Fuck!
It's fine.
It's fine! I
have 14 hit points!
45 psychic damage!
I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Oh yeah! Oh my god, hell yeah!
Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you for DMing.
You can thank JD for this idea.
Oh!
Lucky!
I shan't!
No,
JD!
Gina Sweetness, I know where you live.
Thank you everybody so much for watching.
Thank you for DMing and for JD for trauma.
You can join us next week to find out Icarus's fate.
Oh Christ!
But until then, I'm Nyx, we are NyxRising, and we love you. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bye!
45 psychic damage.
45 psychic damage.
Hey friends, it's Maze. Thank you for joining us on this excursion out of Erin. We've ended up in quite a predicament. Consider supporting our show on Patreon at patreon.com/NyxRising. It really helps us out and you can get some great extra content and join our busy LOTP Discord. Special thanks as always to our executive producers, Stef Sharp, Katelyn Ferguson, Alexandra Johnson, Liam Moran, Emily Hogarth, and Alissa. Until next time, keep your head up and your heart strong, and we'll see you on Wednesday.